Hello, I'm Mike of Dice, and this is Kerbal Space Program. Oh yes, back to this 1.1. Don't know if I'm going to be doing a huge amount of Kerbal again. I just got myself a bit burnt out on it, but it's 1.1. So I've just got it all. Not quite sure how quickly it's done. I may have to do some stuff. Anyway. I'm not quite sure. Huh. I'm just opening up the training thing, and it's clearly in. Actually, I have no idea what order it's in because you've got advanced construction, intermediate construction, after. Yeah, these all seem to be in all random orders here. It looks like you want to go getting started. Okay, so getting started, then intermediate construction, and then advanced construction, and then I have no idea from there. Probably orbiting. Maybe I have honestly no idea what order I should do these things in. How brilliant! Well, getting started in basic construction, because I've heard good things about the tutorials, that the tutorials are going to be quite good, and that they've expanded them, which, to be perfectly honest, was kind of needed. So this is a completely new game. I'm not quite sure. I'm looking out the side of my eye to look at the recording to see how well what frame rate it's recording at. So I may need to change a few things. Anyway, basic construction. Welcome to today's lecture on vessel construction. I'm dunno Kerman. Whether you want to add a satellite, put a satellite into orbit, make a transcontinental flight, or step into the very surface of the Mun, you're going to need to build a surface ship. It'll be easy. It should be pretty easy, even if you're not a famous record scientist like myself. So we're going to look around the Kerbal Space Center, then go into the VAB, which is Ooh, that's nice. I've not seen that before. So there's a little thing down the side there telling you what everything is. So as this tells the astronaut complex contains living and recreational space for all our crewmen. New applicants can apply there to be recruited. The flagpole. Oh, I need to put my Australia flag in. That's one of the modifications I need to put in. But I'll keep my flag as it is because this is a whole new. I've gotten rid of absolutely every kind of add-on and thing. 1.1. Which means I won't have Kerbal Engineer, which means I'm not going to know anything. Launch pad, runway, seat, spaceplane hangar, tracking station, vehicle center. Okay. At the end of the tutorial, you'll craft fit for a quick hop from the launch pad. Each step, I'll lock out all controls, other than ones needed for that stage. If you still manage to mess up, it took me some time to skill as I am now. You can press the back button to go back and fix things. KRC, so I think there's going to be a quick. Yes, so the KRC for short is the home to the pinnacle of Kerbal endeavour and achievements. You can hover over your mouse over them or tilted buttons, which will show up when the cursor is outside the window. If you repair a structure, you can do this by right-clicking them. So this is a bit I've already done. So let's find. I'm just for excitingness. I'm going to click on the vehicle assembly building button here, which I think, yeah, is going to take me into the vehicle assembly building. Ooh, how exciting. Very good. You want to see in the middle of the screen is the construction area. This is where parts are placed and your craft is constructed. On the left side of the screen is the parts toolbox. It'll display all the parts you have available in each of the different categories. Once there are any to pick, that is. So currently, none. If you want your craft to be controllable, you need a command module best to make the first pass space. This will either contain some plucky Kerbal crew or an automated pilot mechanism. So let's go grab that. So in theory, I might need to go to the pods tab, but this looks a bit different. I don't know whether it's just different graphics, but I'm sure it's different. Anyway, Mark 1 control pad. Pod. Okay, arrow keys. Move around. Right mouse drag. Yeah, it's very smooth in my window. It's recording the recording looks a bit jerky, so I may have to redo my settings. But never mind. Page up, page down. Go up and down. Scroll wheel. Shift the scroll wheel to move in and out. There's also a keyboard plus or minus. Okay, didn't know that. Adding a parachute. So, I obviously know how to do this, but it's something, if you didn't know, you go to the utility tab. When choosing parts, you can view the details by hovering over it, and then in the toolbox. So, utility. Parachute. And then move it to the top of the command pod. Okay, there we go. Boop. And then we attach by left click, put on, left click again. That's good. Adjusting part options. On parachutes, we can adjust our altitude. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, I like that. I didn't know you could move that around. I don't know if you could move that around before. You can here, clearly. And it's pointing where it's... That's nice. I like that. Let's check the opening height in the easily 1,000 meters, which it is. Because safety is the Kerbal way after all. For min pressure slider, move it all the way to the right. 0.75. This setting prevents the chute from activating until the atmospheric pressure is above the configured value, 0.75, about 2 kilometers from the surface. So even if you stage early and arm the parachute, it'll wait about... I should have been doing... I think that's a setting I should have been, like, doing a lot. So this is like... You know, you're setting your from before and it will definitely go at 1,000, but it won't go... So the altitude is the lowest it will go. And the min pressure is kind of the highest. You're bringing down the height. The highest it will go. You can hide this up to right-clicking on the background scene or picking up another part. Okay. Solid motor. So engines, motor, click. Oh, that's a big... This is going to be a big rocket. Well, relatively speaking, to start off with. There are smaller... well, this is the Thumper, yeah, because I think in the normal game you start with the Flea, which is a lot smaller. Ground connected to the bottom of the pod. You may need to zoom out the camera to be able to do so. Oops! I forget you're just starting out. You're not a famous rocket scientist, and to make that craft survival as it stands now, you'd have to be better at rocket science than me. Ha! Impossible! The problem is that the craft is that the solid rocket is too powerful for the payload, a single small pod and chute. Will either burn up on ascent from going too fast, or burn up, come back down. Even if you survive, the craft mass will call to fall too fast for the parachute to operate properly, and you'd hit the surface before it could stop you. That would probably be bad. Oh, I promised. Okay, I promised each other to change that to make it work in later job. Now let's continue. This way I get to tell you about the removing parts. Pick up the back thumper and drop it back over the parts toolbox, or press delete. Delete. Oh, pressing delete's not helping. So okay, that's interesting. I see. I was. Instead, let's add the solid motor that's a better match for the ship this size. I was saying that was the wrong size. This is the Flea, which I was expecting. It does have enough oomph to get this little craft moving skyward and quickly. As you progress, you will be able to unlock more engines and more parts, so do that. Nice one! You've built the simplest craft possible. We can go and launch this right now, but it might be safe to explain one other thing first. In the bottom right, you'll see the staging stack. It's the box with the number 0 and icons for the parachute engine in it, which are parts that will be activated as we stage our rocket. This is the bit I always forget to do. What this shows is that when we activate the next stage, both the engine and the parachute will be triggered. While this could be considered funny to open the parachute and fire them at the same time, it's not going to give you much of a flight. To fix this, we need to separate the engine. So we go plus, and then we put the parachute, well, put the engine into stage 1. Excellent. It's important to note that the stages activate from the highest number, then count down. So the first stage will be stage 1, the engine. Second will be stage 2, the chute. So I've done that. Same for later, which I'm not going to bother with. Oh no, I do have to apparently. Tutori account spell spacecraft 01. This is the spacecraft from the first tutorial. A bunch of mission flags. I don't think there's anything there that I want though. I'll stick with standard Kerbal. And I'm gonna have to add an Australia one later on. Cancel. Click on save icon in the upper right, which is that one. Excellent work. You'll forever familiar with the parts and techniques we've shown you, and when you're ready to continue, press the red button in the upper right to exit. Back in the training menu, try the flight basics tutorial to learn to fly this little craft, and then an immediate instruction teach you more about the editor. Alright, so I won't actually be able to fly this one, it'll take me right back out. Although I rather suspect... Oh no, it does... Oh right, it's taking you right out of the menu, that's interesting. So let's do exactly what it said, basic flight. I don't know, these tutorials are not this. They should be in a proper order. It really isn't, which is bad. Basic flight. So very interesting this. Going to be interesting to see what add-ons work for this actually. Welcome to. I don't know why I'm doing an accent for Jean where I didn't do it for Venom and. Oh, it's Valentina. Oh look. So we look around. Oh, what are these? Look around. Okay, look around from the look in the window. I think, are we upside down here? We look upside down. Anyway, look, you can see the stuff on her face, which is kind of interesting. Remove pilots. Okay. Welcome to the Space Center launch facility. Gene Kerman. Hello, Gene. I'll teach you the basics of writing piloting the spacecraft. I hope they will actually teach you. Press space to go to space, because that's the thing that I did not know to start off with, is how to get your spacecraft off the launch pad. Basic instruction. Next. Flying spacecraft, all something in control. Generally, very chaotic situations. Pilot your main flight control will affect the pitch, you and roll the ship. Let's look at those first. All the other controls will be locked until they're needed. We're taking a holiday snap on the hopper, so your roll pitch. Sweet. So these will do your roll, pitch and roll. Done. And also you can see it all moving down there. That nipple is huge. Throttle plus pitch, yaw and roll are the main controls you'll need to master for a successful crash-free landing. Look at that, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, brilliant. See, I can still vaguely remember the controls. Let's skip over the throttle control for now, as this vessel has no need for it. Other steers, because it's got to flee. So solid rocket boost, it'll just go up. And all these controls have a limited amount of effectiveness. Bigger, heavy ships will probably respond much more sluggish to these controls than as versus small ones. Good to keep in mind that as stages are separated from the ship, it will become lighter, and this usually means more easy control. Rest of flight controls, staging, space, launch, activate the next stage. Node stage indicated below left corner, boom, shows currently active stage. Launch jet is showing first stage is active, which is this. I have the staging controls locked for now, so I can't hit the space bar, doesn't do anything. Staging indicator is glowing purple, which it is doing. One more thing about staging, if the staging setup is causing strife, or you change your mind about something, you can edit the stage so it's on the fly, pun intended, so no need to go back to the assembler facility. Although it's often a very good idea to do that, if you need to make a permanent change. The nav ball. Important part of flying is knowing how your ship is oriented, where it's going. That's why the good pilot was always aware of the ship's attitude, where it's pointing. velocity and vector, where it's going. Not always the same direction, and as your skills improve, you should pick up on these. The big round instrument, yellow, that's this thing here, is nav ball. This device sums up with the critical information needed for proper death-free flight. The ship's nose in relative to the horizon, when it's not pointing straight up, it's easy little line between the blue sky and the ground, which you can't see this yet. Heading, compass bearing, and speed. Several physical lines in. Have to look at this setup. That's the icons, but you can't see any of those because you don't have a target. And you're not going anywhere just yet. And then the flight instruments, which is up there. Altimeter, vertical speed, and atmosphere gauges. I know all about that. Altimeter, distance from the planet surface at sea level. Vertical speed indicator shows how quickly your altitude is changing, and the atmosphere gauge how deep the ship is in the atmosphere, helps you know if the ship is high enough for orbiting without losing speed to air resistance. Different colours of parachute. Indicator displays when the chute will be activated by staging. You already know that. But the background will change to indicate when it is safe to stage the parachute, and the foreground, the parachute bit of will change depending on its state. So that is safe, risky, oh dear God, don't do it now. And this is unstaged, staged, broken. Ready to launch! Anytime you're in space! Oh, escape to pause the game. In the pause menu you can restart the flight or end the tutorial. For now, just everyone hit space. Space. Yay! I'm not actually going to do anything with it. So that's gone red to show that I should not deploy my parachute. So I'm not going to. And so at some point that's going to go orange. Now, so I could deploy my parachute now. I think I'm going to wait until I'm actually... Well, the nav ball looks a bit different. I think the colours have been changed. Still going up. So I'm going to wait. So I could deploy the parachute now, but we're still going up. So I'm going to wait till we're not going up anymore. Which should be soon. Solid motor has burnt out and you're passing apoapsis, is the highest point in your flight. Your speed is low enough that it's safe to stage again and deploy the parachute. Now we're going down. So do it now before we speed up again or hit the surface. So let's point ourselves up. And now we sit back and enjoy the descent. Oh, it's interesting. It's not... That's interesting. It's not actually deployed. It's possible that I'm too high up to deploy. But my parachute has not deployed. Oh no, it's not going to. No, it's not. It's not going to deploy until it gets to 1,000 feet. Oh, does that pin it? Oh, so I could leave these indicators off if you wanted. So I'm trying to bring the ship pointing upwards because that seems to be a sensible thing to do, but it very clearly doesn't want to. It wants to point nose down. I'm not. There we go. No, it still wants to. So it's finally gotten around to deploying. It didn't deploy until we got to under 2,000, and then it didn't actually open until we got to 1,000 feet. Where are we compared to? Where's the space? So we went quite a way this way. We're going less than 7 meters a second. We're not going to die. So I could look at the reaction wheels normal, reaction wheels idle, control from here, rename vessel, toggle, torque, crew report. See, patch of frozen grass. It looks actually pretty cold. So I'm in tundra at this moment. That's funny. Oop, there's the mun. and that the one of the common graphics glitches where this bit would be filled in has gone away. So we're coming down to land, and I'm nearly 20 minutes. Well, just about hit. Well, just over 20 minutes into this episode. So everything I think is fine. Wow, these have changed. What's this mean? Oh, the KSpedia. Oh, I'll have to look at that sometime. And we're about to land and finish off these two parts of the tutorial. I am feeling myself getting the KSP bug again. Well done, you survived your first quick flight. When you've landed or splashed on Kerbal and not in training, you can point the mouse just above the altimeter and click the recover vessel. Task be picked up. Also unlock the crew hatch, so if you feel like getting out for a walk or swim, you can do that. This concludes today's lesson. Choose end scenario. So we can get out and we can have a good look around. Get that EVA report. Oof. Getting no signs for any of this. Can I climb this? No, I'm not going back in there. So I can't recover the vessel. Can't go back to the space tender, so I guess I have to end the scenario. So I'm going to go with that's that. Okay, so the scenarios are pretty good, although they're just the fact that they're in a weird order on that initial screen is a bit bizarre. But yeah, 1.1 is out. This is a 64K, 64-bit version, by the way, if you're interested. A lot of scenarios, a lot of things to do. So this is the scenarios as opposed to the tutorials. A lot of stuff to do. Okay, I might have to do a bit more Kerbal Space Program. Thanks so much for watching. Come hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying these videos. Come visit Neil Up Dice at neilupdice.com. We're also on Facebook and Twitter, and there'll be links to that in the description below. And until next time, reach for the stars.